Welcome, focused learners, to another deep dive. Today, we're cracking open the ancient, seriously glittery, and beautifully bound tome of Unicorn Land lore. If you've ever found yourself wondering exactly how a unicorn gets its magic, well, you're in the right place. We're going to explore a storybook explainer that walks us through the entire life cycle of unicorn magical development. It's got a very cozy, cutout puppet kind of vibe, so get comfortable. Let's turn the very first page of our guide and jump right in.
Okay, let's dive into this. Do you know about unicorn magic? It's a great question, right? And actually, it's a direct spoken word lyric from the opening track of a really special musical project we're looking at today. So, what exactly is unicorn magic? Well, as the song lays out for us, it's made of light, it shines super bright, it commands the elements of earth, water, fire, and air, and honestly, most importantly, it's heart-centered, gentle, kind, and fair. I want you to really open your minds to these teachings today, because the lore we're exploring, it's basically a curriculum. But hey, before we get into the really heavy magic, let's get our terminology straight with a quick pop-up dictionary. First up, a sparkle. This is a baby unicorn. Literally, that's the legal term applied in unicorn land right up until their 18th birthday. And what do you call a whole group of unicorns? They aren't a herd, they aren't a flock, they are a blessing. And they're named for the collective number of horns in the group, which is just a cool little detail. Now, as these young sparkles grow up, they have to learn how to control their powers. How do they do that? Through magical spells. But here's the kicker. In unicorn land, spells aren't just spoken words, they are beautiful, catchy songs. So as we go through this explainer, keep this in the back of your mind. The songs we're discussing, they literally are the magic.
All right, turn in the page to Chapter 1, The Spark of Light. This chapter is all about the absolute foundation of everything a unicorn does. You see, unicorn magic is fundamentally made of pure light. And, kind of like a delicate seedling, that light really has to be nurtured, fed, and guided. Take a look at this timeline. It maps out the chronological life cycle of how a sparkle nurtures that light. It's a beautifully structured journey. Around age 3, they experience what's called their first glimmer of intentional magic. Fast forward to age 7, and they start mastering elemental magic. By 13, things shift and their hearts open up to ethereal magic. And finally, hitting that 18 to 21 range, they go through their essence unveiling, officially stepping into full magical maturity. We're going to walk through every single one of these stages right now.
This quote right here brilliantly illustrates exactly where that magic starts. It's from the spell, or song, remember, Unicorn Beach Day. It tells us plain and simple, sunlight charges unicorn horns. So in Unicorn Land, packing up for a trip to the beach isn't just about building sandcastles. Families literally take their sparkles to the sea to soak up vitamin D because it directly charges the center of their magical powers. It's absolutely essential for their early magical development.
You might be wondering, what does that early magic actually look like? Well, picture this. Infant sparkles actually sneeze bursts of uncontrolled glitter. I know, it sounds adorable, but it's totally chaotic. Raw energy. Now, some incredibly rare sparkles even passively attract rainbows during thunderstorms. But right around age 3, we hit that crucial milestone, the first glimmer. This is the very first moment they start shaping their light with actual intention. As they're taught in the song Rainbows and Unicorns, when sparkles learn to shine their light beams, they literally part storm clouds. And guess what? That is exactly why rainbows form neatly in the sky. Make sense?
Let's move on to Chapter 2, Mastering the 5 Elements.
So once a sparkle can intentionally control their light, they turn 7 and enter their next major developmental stage. This is where they have to connect their internal light to the physical world around them. And this brings us to the 5-fold invocation, which is both a powerful song and a crucial lesson. Sparkles learn to call upon fire to burn within, earth to stand strong through storms, air to move swiftly, aether for stillness, and water for ancient truth. Now, keep in mind these elements are invoked not for destruction, no way. They're used to temper, grow, sustain, and heal. It's all about grounding that glowing internal light into physical reality.
Now, what's really fascinating about this is the cultural tradition attached to it. Unicorn families actually have dominant elemental affinities, and they gift their baby sparkle stuffed animals to reflect that specific heritage, like a little earth bear or a water seal. But here is the truly beautiful part. If a sparkle shows an affinity for a totally different element, it's celebrated. They are actively, enthusiastically encouraged to explore new elements and build friendships way outside their own elemental circles. It teaches them the value of diversity from a very early age.
Of course, handling all this new elemental power can be completely overwhelming for a 7-year-old. That's exactly where the song Be Calm comes in. This isn't just a sweet lullaby, it's a legitimate, magical grounding technique. By practicing the serenity breath, breathing in, breathing out, young unicorns learn to calm their minds and center their powerful magic. It ensures they control the elements rather than letting the elements control them.
Moving right along to Chapter 3, Ethereal Magic and Empathy. Right around age 13, the tumultuous teenage years begin, and a sparkle's magic really shifts. It becomes much softer, deeper, and profoundly heart-centered. They stop focusing purely on what they can do, and they start focusing on how they connect with others. The absolute anthem for this stage is the song I Feel You. These lyrics capture the absolute core of ethereal magic. Listen, it's not about fixing someone else's problems with a flashy light beam, it's about active listening. I'm just here to listen. Empathy is my mission. It teaches adolescent unicorns that finding emotional balance and validating the feelings of others is literally one of the highest forms of magic.
And they wear this magic proudly. As they develop these specific emotional gifts, unicorns choose to wear small, faintly glowing, magical heart marks on their bodies, kind of like elegant magical logos. As you can see here, an empathic link looks like a spiral or a wave. A calming aura features these cool, radiating sunbeams, and a unifying presence displays interlocking hearts. It's basically a visual badge of their internal emotional identity.
The ultimate, culminating lesson of this ethereal phase is found in the song Ego to Eco. It's a huge, profound shift in perspective. It challenges the unicorn to transform their view from ego, which is focusing solely on the self, to eco, recognizing that they are an active part of a much larger, interconnected ecosystem. It's turning self into other. Just a really powerful lesson in moving away from selfishness and toward ultimate unity. And that brings us to Chapter 4, Unveiling Your Magical Essence.
All right, so having mastered light, the physical elements, and the emotional ether, we finally arrive at the culmination of a unicorn's journey. Sometime between ages 18 and 21, unicorns unveil their magical essence. Now, the crucial point here is this. Essence isn't some brand new kind of magic. No, it is the totally unique blend of everything that unicorn has learned so far. Their specific way of shaping light, their personal elemental affinities, their deep ethereal connections, it all fuses together. Even if two unicorns are both healers, for example, their individual life experiences make their essence entirely distinct from one another. It is quite literally their own personal magical fingerprint.
To celebrate this incredible milestone, unicorns hold an essence unveiling ceremony. It's this massive, joyous coming-of-age event where the sparkle puts on a radiant display of their true identity, completely surrounded by their family and mentors. But the whole ceremony comes down to one highly anticipated moment: the sneeze test. Remember how infant sparkles sneeze those chaotic bursts of glitter? Well, if the 18-year-old can sneeze and not release any glitter, it proves they finally have complete, total control over their internal light. Passing this test equals official magical maturity. They've made it! When a mature unicorn finally discovers their essence, it's a beautiful realization. As the song The Essence of Unicorn Magic reveals, true magical maturity isn't about being perfect, it's about being of service. It's bringing rainbows in thunderstorms. It's about realizing that your unique power is meant to bring hope, light, and comfort to others, especially during their darkest, stormiest times. Which brings us to our final chapter, Chapter 5, The Unicorn Magic Album. Because here is the incredible, real-world twist to everything we've just learned. All of this lore, all of these developmental milestones, all of these spells, they aren't just fictional stories written on a page. They have actually been compiled into something you can listen to right now. The creative force behind this entire universe is EmDubs at Unicorn Land Studios. EmDubs crafts unicorn magic not just from light, but from sound. They mix these incredible songs and stories to create content by unicorns for unicorns, and their ultimate mission? To help unique people, to help you, find and express your very own unicorn spirit through music.
So if you want to master the magic we've been talking about today, remember, the songs are the spells, and they are all available right now on the Unicorn Magic album. Tracks like Unicorn Magic, 5 Elements, Unicorn Beach Day, I Feel You, and Ego to Eco. This album really isn't just a collection of catchy tracks. It is literally the foundational curriculum for growing your empathy, your light, and your connection to the world around you. You can stream it today and start your own magical development.
So, as we close the tome on today's explainer, I want to leave you with a final thought to chew on. Which element of unicorn magic are you going to practice today? Are you going to focus on the serenity breath? Will you make empathy your mission? Seriously, go stream the Unicorn Magic album, learn the spells, and ask yourself, how will your totally unique magical essence change the world for the better? Thanks so much for learning with me today. I'll catch you in the next one.